Many people, when we want to get married, we marry for myself. I want the blue eyes, I want the body, and I'm looking for myself. This is wrong. This is wrong, totally wrong. You look for your children. This is one powerful for you to know. When you see your son is corrupt, it's not good, is following haram, is did something wrong, don't say, I did my part. Shaitan will tell you, I used to take him to Sunday school, I did everything, so it's not my fault. That's not a win-win situation. You know what is a win-win situation? Say, it's my fault. I wish I did better. Why? Because now you're going to make tawbah. You regret. The Prophet ﷺ, he says, "An-nadamu tawbah." Regret. So what? With Allah. Say, Ya Allah, it's my fault. My daughter, she's not wearing hijab, is my fault. Don't say, I took her, I did. Leave it to Allah. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, you look at the steps you do. Number one, we said, is dua. And the dua, subhanAllah, it's an act of ibadah. It's like you say, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Ya Allah, there is no power, no success without you, Ya Allah. I will try. And you say, Bismillah. Number two, many people now, which I went outside and I called the young people, few of them came. The people think in their mind, when I get 30 years old, I'm ready to get married, I'm going to get myself ready. It's impossible. You lost. Yusuf, how old are you? 18. So that's almost, I don't want to say too late, but that's good. 15, 16 years old? Why? You are going to create, you are going to prepare yourself to become what? Not only a man is not enough, a father, a righteous father. I am not married. I may marry when I'm 25. I may marry when I am maybe 30. It doesn't matter. But I have to start when I'm 15 years old to think, I want to have a family. I want to have a righteous son. I want to obey Allah. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in the Quran, what did He say? He says, قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا. This is the point. Protect yourself. قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ, number one. Because al-awlad, the ulama, they say, يَتَعَلَّمُونَ بِأَبْصَارِهِمْ. They will learn by their sight. When they are 1 year old, then they are... A man, let's say, a man came to a sheikh, a wise man, and he says, I just have a son. My son now, he's 2 years old. Can you give me an advice how to make him righteous? He says, how old? He says 2 years. He says, too late. He says, it's only He says, it's only 2 years. What the sheikh was thinking deeply, like I'm saying. The tarbiyah, the education of someone, it does not begin when two people get married. It begins way before, like 10, 20 years before that. And deeply think about this. That's why when you look for a wife, you don't look for something for you. And there's another point, I'm going to jump here and here because I like that, because I don't want to forget this. Many people, when we want to get married, we marry for myself. I want the blue eyes, I want the body, and I'm looking for myself. This is wrong. This is wrong, totally wrong. You look for your children. This is one powerful for you to know. Because you can compromise some of the beauty if you find some 2-3 women. Now one of them, she is an educator. Even Allah mentioned this in the Quran. Allah mentioned this in the Quran when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the woman when she is righteous, He calls her zawja. When she is not righteous, He calls her imra'a. See, even Allah, He knows the difference between al-mar'a wa zawja. In the Quran, whenever you hear imra'ata Nuh, and then we say, وَأَصْلَحْنَا لَهُ زَوْجَةً. When the woman, she is righteous, in the Quran, she is called زَوْجَةٌ صَالِحَةٌ. Zawja. And zawja means she have the same concept. She followed you. They are two people together. Because the other point that I was going to talk about is the Ibn al-Qayyim, what did he say? He says, مَا فَسَدَ الْأَبْنَاء مِثْلُ الْآبَاءِ. Because they are corrupt mind. He said, no one destroyed the children more than their own parents. Because we keep blaming everyone. We blame the school. Yes, sure. There is big chunk of destruction and corruptions of the children when they go to school, when they go to the street, when stuff. But Ibn al-Qayyim, he went deep. He says no one destroy the children more than their own parents. And it happens at the time, so don't forget this, the parent, they have big responsibility. And most of them is when they keep fighting in front of the kids. The father say or the mother says this and the father says this. And the children, they looking. Umar ibn al-Khattab one time, Amir al-Mu'mineen al-Mulham, the one who is inspired. Imagine now, he's going to give you an advice. The same like I'm saying. He's following the same. I'm learning from him. A man came to him and he's a young man. He has a problem with his father. So, fighting with his own father at that time. So he says, let's go to complain to Umar ibn al-Khattab. So they went. So the father says, Ya Umar, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, look at my son. He's such and such, he doesn't listen to me, does not respect me, does not gives a big list. So Umar ibn al-Khattab is an intelligent, he's wise. He's not just going to listen to the father. He's going to say, where is your son? Come. He said, what do you say about your father? He says, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, listen, my father complained about, truly happens at the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab. He says, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, my father, he's complaining about me. One thing, I'm complaining 3 things. He says, what? Umar ibn al-Khattab, he says, yes, go ahead. Let me listen to you. I listened to the father, now I listen to the son. He says, my father did not choose for me a good mother. Can you believe this? My mother, it's a fire worshipper. She worshipped fire, Majusiyya. Now, I will go back to this point. He says, number 1, my father did not choose a good mother. Can you believe what I said just a few minutes ago? That when you married, you don't marry for yourself. You marry for your son and your daughter and your children. You may marry, and not only for I'm just giving an example like this. There is also the woman. I've seen a lot of women, they come and they say, my husband did and didn't. The woman, when she's looking for the husband, she should not look for a husband for herself. I need someone who has a good job. It's okay. I need somebody get drive a nice car. I need somebody who's tall, somebody muscles. She's looking for herself. No. Don't come later and complain. Don't come. This is you digging your own grave for yourself. You may enjoy for a week or 2. I've seen a lot of people, they divorce in a week. After 1 week, why? Because they did not use these principles that I'm talking about. Wallahi, inshallah, I am not a full-time speaker. I'm just like you. But it will come a time, inshallah, that when I bring those things and I say this principles,